Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And give this video a like up. Bold and the Beautiful can't do much with Luna Nozawa, as she likely spends life in jail. And even Poppy Nozawa wants to disown the child she spawned on the CBS soap. But it looks like B&B is about to do the impossible, reboot this young killer for a new storyline. Then Bill Spencer rolls in, whose visit to Luna remains Friday's cliffhanger mystery until at least Monday. But it looks like Poppy and Bill have distinctly different reasons for coming to see her at the jail. Bold and the Beautiful has Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park, struggling with what Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, did to their lives. Her crime of killing two innocent men won't ever go away. Plus, Poppy is devastated that her daughter set her up to take the fall for murder while seducing her boyfriend, Bill Spencer, Don Diamond. So last week, Poppy Nozawa spewed anger at her daughter while visiting her in jail. It looks like she tries to find a way to disown her evil child without being plagued by guilt. Her visit to Luna Nozawa appeared to be a fact-finding mission, possibly to ease her mind. Bold and Beautiful had Poppy wanting to know if she had a hand in her daughter turning so evil. But it looks like she answered her question before Luna could chime in. She yelled at her daughter while driving the point that plenty of people have childhoods like hers, but they don't grow up and kill. So it seems Poppy needed to find some reassurance for herself. She seemed to look for confirmation that disowning Luna was the only thing left to do. But will she be able to forget about the daughter she loved so much, even though she turned into a monster? Bold and the Beautiful made it clear that Luna Nozawa's feelings for Bill Spencer weren't fatherly. She attempted to seduce the man her mother loved on more than one occasion. But yet, when she beckons him to visit her in jail, he obliges. So the soap's viewers find Bill's decision to visit Luna Nozawa confusing. He knows this young woman wants him as a lover, not a father figure, but he shows up anyway. So Bold and the Beautiful will play out Bill's intentions next week. So far, fans have watched him struggle when reading her letters from jail. The letters come filled with words of remorse. She also blames her mother for her bad choices. So is Bill there to help Luna in some odd way, but her letters seem to rattle him. So he might try to enter communications once and for all. But if Luna Nozawa and Poppy Nozawa end up with a storyline, B&B fans suggest one way for this to happen. Bold and the Beautiful had Luna Nozawa act like two different people while talking to her mother last week. We will likely see more of the same next week with Bill's conversation. Luna's words of remorse came with tears as she talked to Poppy. This daughter told her mother that the child she loved so much is still inside of her. But when Bill Spencer's name was mentioned, her tone and her facial expressions changed. She looked devious with a sinister grin taking over her face. So is Bold and the Beautiful going for a case of dissociative identity disorder, DID? The original name for this diagnosis is multiple personality disorder. In a nutshell, a person with this disorder has two or more personalities. These separate personalities control your behavior at different times. They have separate names and memories. These multiple personalities can be as different as night and day, and the person may or may not know the other personalities exist. So for Luna, that could explain why she wanted the publishing icon as her daddy and then her lover. It would also explain the sweet young intern killing two men and setting her mother up to take the rap for this. So, a diagnosis like this would also make Luna a sick person, not fully at fault for what she did. Or maybe she's not sick at all. This could also be a case of a devious young woman reading up on DID. And now she attempts to secure a get-out-of-jail-free card. So next week, we figure out what part the Spencer patriarch plays in Luna Nozawa's life, and where Poppy Nozawa is headed. But most of all, we find out what Luna Nozawa is up to. Either she is sick or planning another devious way out of this mess on the CBS soap. In the gilded halls of Forrester Creations, where the line between couture and chaos blurs daily, a new storm brews, one not stitched in silk, but in something far darker, something primal. At the heart of it, Luna Nozawa. She used to be the picture of soft rebellion, a glowing ingenue with a cutting-edge streak, a kind heart in those eyes, wide with wonder, dark with danger. But something has changed, something has snapped. Now, the whispers behind the velvet curtains are louder than the sound of champagne flutes clinking at yet another launch party. Is Luna truly split in half, her innocence severed from her ambition? Or, dare we ask, has her mother Poppy spawned something unnatural, something monstrous? It started with the glimmer in her gaze, a flash of something otherworldly beneath the usual softness. One day, Luna was giggling with RJ in the design room, sketching floral embroidery and dreaming of runways. The next, she was storming out of a board meeting, eyes aflame, whispering words under her breath like an incantation. Brooke Logan swore she heard her say, "You'll all see, I'm more than they ever told you I was." Poppy Nozawa was always an enigma, a nomadic flower child with a mystical aura and a suitcase full of tinctures and secrets. But Poppy's peace and love mask is slipping. Whispers in the alleyways of Leia's spiritual circles tell of a forbidden infusion, a tea she used only on the most desperate nights. The same tea, perhaps, she brewed when Luna was just a child. The same tea Luna drank the night she blacked out at the Forrester mansion, only to wake up with no memory, a strange mark on her wrist, and a cryptic message scratched into her sketchbook. "Half of me is Weiching." Since that night, Luna's behavior has been erratic, mercurial. She's been found wandering the grounds of the mansion at dawn, murmuring phrases in languages she doesn't speak. Her design sketches have gone from ethereal to disturbing. Models wrapped in chains of thorns, dresses shaped like wings on fire. When questioned, she laughs and says it's just art. But Zend, who once admired her creativity, swears the Luna he kissed wasn't the one he sees now. "Her touch is cold," he confessed, "and when I looked into her eyes, it felt like someone else was staring back." Could Luna be battling an internal split? A dissociative spiral from too much family pressure and not enough truth? Or, far worse, could something have been implanted in her? An ancient curse? A generational madness? It didn't help when a stranger arrived in town, claiming to know Poppy from before Luna. His name was Orion, tall, pale, eyes like storm clouds. He spoke in riddles and wouldn't stop staring at Luna. When Ridge confronted him, Orion only smiled and said, "The seed Poppy planted was never meant to be normal. The fruit is just ripening." 2 days later, Orion vanished, but not before leaving behind a box addressed to Luna. Inside, a single white mask and a letter that read, "It's not just behavior anymore, it's identity." RG swears she speaks in different voices at night. Paris walked in on her having a conversation with herself, and not the metaphorical kind. She was sitting in front of a mirror, whispering to it as if someone were inside. Security footage from Forrester's private suite shows her changing expressions mid-sentence, like flipping a switch. One moment gentle and apologetic, the next fierce and venomous. Some say it's psychological, a mind fractured by pressure, secrets, and whatever strange toxins flow through Poppy's alchemical tea. Was Luna born this way, a dual soul locked in one body, or did Poppy, in her endless search for youth, beauty, and power, tamper with forces she didn't understand? Was Luna a daughter or a vessel? We know Poppy spent years studying mysticism in remote corners of the world. We know she returned to LA under mysterious circumstances, fleeing something or someone. And Luna's birth? Shrouded in secrecy, no photos, no witnesses, just Poppy and a midwife who disappeared 6 months later. Whatever is happening, one thing is certain: the Luna we knew is gone, or buried. What stands in her place is dazzling, dangerous, and utterly captivating. Her latest collection, Split, debuted last week and left the audience speechless. One side of the runway glowed in white and gold, the other obsidian and crimson. The final model wore a dress torn in two, stitched together with chains, half angel, half demon. Luda stood at the end, arms outstretched, her voice calm as she declared, "You've only ever loved half of me. Now meet the other."